I wonder if you can hear it. I am currently in San Luis Obispo. It is a rainy day. It's been raining all day. Not a crazy rain, but a rain. So I stayed in my tent today. I didn't go out. I didn't go ride. I wanted to, but I didn't. And it is cold. Yep. Um, I wanted to go live to talk with y'all for a little bit, see how everything's going, give you guys an update. Um, it's been hard, man. Raising awareness, raising, the flag for the poor and the indigent is hard. People don't give a shit. They really don't. And when it comes to it's heartbreaking. To know that in the end, people don't really care for your cause, don't really care about the homeless. Um, those kind of social issues don't really matter, and it sucks because most people are just a paycheck away from being homeless. And like I tell everybody, one millionaire can solve homelessness. Excuse me, one billionaire can solve homelessness. Fix it, eradicate it, you know, and they won't even break a sweat. They won't even mess with their bottom dollar, you know? And that's the sad part, is that we don't live in the richest nation in the world. Every time I hear people say that, like, it doesn't mean anything, you know? Because if we live in such a rich nation, why aren't we number one in literacy? If we live in such a rich nation, why don't we have health care for all? You know? Why do only the rich are able to afford proper health care? Or are politicians who are servants of the people only allowed to have proper health care? You know? It's absolutely mind-boggling how our rights are trampled. When we need, we don't get, you know? And this is maybe an uncomfortable truth, but for people who are, going through the fires and all that, I'm glad you're getting the help. I'm glad you're getting the services you need. I'm glad that the president came out and talked with our governor face to face, you know? But here's the uncomfortable truth. We don't have places for the homeless, Their fire has already gone out. Their fire has already happened, you know? And, no one's there to pick up the pieces. No one's there to help them out. No one's there to make sure that they're going to be okay. There was no federal funding for the homeless. There's no federal funding, no FEMA, no nothing, And this is the world we live in. A world where we don't take care of our own people. So if we can run over rabbits to help the people in the fires, let's do something to help the homeless so they don't have to experience this. Now, I'm visiting this along my ride, so obviously I'm going to run into some water. Rain. It's wintertime. Buying cups of coffee for the homeless, pup cups. Those are always the funnest, is when they got a puppy that's friendly, because then you get to buy them a pup cup. Sleeping bags, tents, this is when they need it the most, like a day like today. And they're not properly prepared. They don't have rain gear like I do. They don't have a proper tent like I do. They don't have proper housing, And that's unfortunate. And like I mentioned before, their fire has already happened. And they're still picking up the pieces. They're still struggling to survive. They're still struggling for that next meal. They're still struggling with that addiction. They're still struggling with that mental illness. So think about it when you're out here, when you're walking to work or you're driving to work, taking your kids to school, going down the street to the liquor store for pack of cigarettes, or when you're off to the grocery store, or when you're off with your friends to the mall and you see that homeless person. Remember, their struggle is just to survive. They're not living. They don't get to do things like we do. They don't get to watch TV. They don't get to go inside. They don't get to, be treated like people. Most of the time you look at a homeless, you see a backpack or you see the sleeping bag or the tent, and then you're just, you've turned yourself off completely to them. Whether it's talking down to them, looking down at them, rolling your eyes at them, saying, "Oh my God, why do there's homeless here? Oh my God, there used to never be so much homeless." And that sucks because they have to deal with that every day. And I couldn't imagine numbing myself to that kind of crap. You know, that would just hurt to numb myself to that, to that discontent just because, if, heaven forbid, if I was homeless, I was suffering and I would have to deal with that. That would hurt. And then having to continually do that on a daily basis from strangers, that people that you don't even know, that'd be rough. That's rough. I think we all need to open our minds and open our hearts. We need to open doors. We need to extend tables. We need to cut through the bureaucracy. No one should have to wait, more than 1 year to get help for Section 8. There's already people who have died waiting for Section 8. That's sad. Can you imagine? You're doing all the right things, taking all the right steps, but it takes years, years and years just to get housed. That's absolutely unconscionable, And you landlords out there, you should be helping people. You should be, opening your doors, telling people, hey, if you have Section 8, we'll help you out. We won't raise the rent, Doesn't have to be your whole apartment building, but it can be a couple. A couple units just reserved for that would be nice. And even some in nice neighborhoods so people can be safe, so families can be safe. Why is Section 8 always in the ghetto? Why is Section 8 always in the hood? Why is Section 8 always on the wrong side of the tracks or in the bad part of town? Does anybody else ask themselves those questions? Because I do. It reminds me of when I was a kid and, there was redlining and, you know what I mean? Things like that. And people wouldn't sell to coloreds or they wouldn't sell to Mexicans, And I come from Southern California where there's a bunch of us, I'm Salvadorian, not Mexican, but still, it doesn't matter whether it's Central American, South American, we really need to learn how to assess and deal with our indifference between each other. Now, I hope you'll go to my bio on my YouTube and go to my GoFundMe page, because you too can be a hero. You too can help support the Ride for Change. I would greatly appreciate it. It would be cool. Anything helps. It all goes towards, cups of coffee for the homeless. That first cup of coffee is what bridges the gap, is what enables me to talk with them, to possibly help them get services. One person, one cup of coffee at a time. And every now and then, I get the joy of them having an animal, so I get to get them a pup cup, which is cool, The little rewards within the sacrifice, and that's what it's about. Remember, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this to help people, and that's what it's about. For me, purpose means more to me, holds more near and dear to me than money ever will. Purpose. Think about that. We need to go out and strive for purpose, not money. Purpose. purpose to help people, purpose to help the world, purpose to help our neighbors, you know, purpose, purpose to help strangers. And it doesn't matter, you know, where you are in the world, everyone has purpose. We all can be a hero today, tomorrow, and the next day, and from here on out. But we have to want it. We have to galvanize together as a people, unite, you know? That's what it's about, is people helping people. That's a world I want to be a part of. That's one world I want to participate in. You know, that's what sounds like a world where people have health care, they have basic housing, they have, you know, food that they can buy. You know, we have grocery stores with plenty of food that people can't afford. Imagine that. It's so sad. And now I see more and more senior citizens out here on the street. We shouldn't have people in wheelchairs, people with extreme disabilities, you know, out here on the street. That's sad. That makes me ashamed of me, of you, and of us, everyone. Because we can definitely do better than that. We shouldn't have veterans, senior citizens on the street, you know? How come we have places for animals who have been hurt, broken, or lost, but no places for people or veterans who have been hurt, broken, or lost? Think about that. Go to my GoFundMe if you can in my link. I posted up many videos for it too, so you can find the link pretty much anywhere on my page. It would help out and it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate you joining me for the few minutes that everyone joined today.